CDH, what's your win con?
So, like, my first win con is that Wolverine has adamantium claws, and they were able to damage, like, Hulk, Thor, Gladiator, and it was able to, like, break chains that not even Hercules could get out. That would make Wolverine Universal Plus, but for the sake of this tournament, I am going to downgrade it to building level 1.9 tons of TNT. Okay? Just for the sake of this tournament, alright?
Okay, so Mike. Okay, so I'll give my win cons and I'll ask my questions. Okay, my win cons is that Spider-Man is consistently shown to be stronger, faster. They're like relative in terms of like durability, in my opinion. Spider-Man's vastly more intelligent. He has spider sense and he has skill that can compare with Wolverine. So my first question.
Wait, you were just going. I talked about attack opponency. We were supposed to do this point by point.
He's
Point by
shotgun.
point. You were shotgun.
I was just listing my win cons. Is that a problem?
You have to do one at a time.
Oh, we thought you were all going like one upon point.
Okay,
point by point.
Whatever. Okay, sure.
I talked about attack opponency.
Okay, so I'll just show scans of Spider-Man being stronger. Okay, and in this scan, Spider-Man is like fighting like the X-Men, right? And he's able to just like Wolverine tries to blitz and jump on him, but he just like turns around and backhands him. Okay. And then like in another fight, he was able to he's like Peter Parker's body, so it should like scale. So he states that he's like stronger than like Wolverine while beating him up.
Okay.
And let's see if I have any more. And give me a second. Also for all the claws, right? You mentioned my claws. Okay, so like just like the claws there. Okay, so like Spider-Man, right? That like comparable to Spider-Man, or like in this case like inferior to an extent, has tanked the slash from the claws before. This is like Kane, and Kane also stays he's faster and stronger than Wolverine, and he also like tanked to like a slash from it. And like let me just show you why he's like above Kane. He's like above Kane because when like Dr. Octopus, when he got like another when he got like a clone body of Spider-Man, he was able to like swap hands with Kane. And Spider-Man was able to beat an amped version of him. So that's all I'm gonna show for now. Oh, wait, actually, no. No, one thing. Not yet. What I meant to say is like, wasn't like a odd body, right? Like Spider-Man was able to like beat to like hold his own with Kane and get the edge. And here's the scan of like Spider-Man beating that same Spider-Hawk. So, in the risk of not dragging too long, that's all I'm going to show for now.
Okay, that is pretty good, you know. Oh, all right, but here's the thing: is it consistent though? Has he done this multiple times?
Are you asking me if he's consistently stronger than Wolverine?
I'm asking if he's consistently stronger than the people you said.
Sure. Like, are you talking like specifically Wolverine or just like everybody I mentioned? Because if it's everybody I mentioned, I can do that.
Everybody that you mentioned, is he consistently stronger than those people?
Yes. And I'll start with. I'm pretty sure I'm going to say something about Wolverine as well, but I'll just start with the other Spider-Man. Like here's another scan of being Spider-Rock. This time there was a few hits. It was just a literal one shot. Like he physically couldn't take the blow. And then that's like Spider-Rock. And for like for scaling undos for that, Spider-Woman was able to flip him over and overpower him. And like
Okay. All right.
so and also I almost forgot for Kane. As I mentioned earlier, right? Spider-Man was able to beat down an amped version of Kane, and this version of Kane was amped an ancient spider god. So
Okay.
so he was it's like stronger than like a normal Kane.
Okay, that's cool.
And
But
before he was able to fight on par. This is when he did the spider sense. He was able to fight on par. But when he got spider sense, he was just beat down an amped version of Kane. So I'm pretty sure I've consistently shown that he's stronger than Wolverine, Kane, and Superior Spider-Man. So I'm pretty sure he's stronger than Wolverine.
Okay. I'm going to prove to you, okay, since Wolverine has hurt, I'll provide scans, right, for him consistently. Let me look at your scan that you sent. Alright, let me see this. Alright, let me read it real
Which
quick.
scan are you looking at?
The one you sent for Spider-Woman fighting that armored dude.
Oh, that's Spider-Man.
Oh, that's Spider-Man?
Mm-hmm. He was able to use his combat skill to dominate.
Okay. Is this okay? Does Spider-Man with Spider-Man's armor? Does he consistently use it? Does he use this armor?
Well, okay. Well, here's the thing with that. I'm using that scan to show that via his combat skill, he can bully someone who bully Wolverine. And it's I'm not even sure that the armor isn't a giant amp, but it's more of a strength / combat skill feat. And I also have some more evidence to show why he's stronger than Wolverine.
All right.
Some more evidence Deadpool, right? He was able to trade blows with Deadpool until they can exchange blows to each other equally and tank each other's hits. When pissed off and when Spider-Man punched him in the face, he was able to hit him so hard that one of Deadpool's inner voices asked him, "Are we dead?" So, yeah.
Okay.
He hit him so hard that the Merc with the Mouth wondered if he died. So I believe there's more evidence. And as you can see the scan above, Wolverine is just swapping hands with Deadpool and tanking each other's hits.
Okay, but here's the thing. All right, about that Deadpool fee, right? Usually, most of the time, Deadpool does get ragdolled on by many characters. He got ragdolled by Captain America a couple of times. And he got ragdolled by Spider-Man. And he got ragdolled by Wolverine as well. Okay? So that Deadpool scan isn't really valid to me. Because, Deadpool usually gets, eaten a lot by a bunch of other characters.
Wait, can I stop you right there real quick?
Okay.
Okay, so now correct me if I'm misrepresenting your point, but from what I'm gathering from this, your point is that because because Deadpool gets beat up by other people, that this wouldn't matter to the scaling I'm showing, correct?
I mean, it would matter.
Wait. I'm just asking a question. Is that what you're saying? I'm just repeating what I heard from you, and I'm asking, is what I said what you said, basically? So like yes or no?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Yes.
so my counter to that is that even if you want to like downplay Deadpool, right? Deadpool has like consistently like swapped hands with like Wolverine. We have Pistol Spider-Man just like bodying him. So and here's
Mhm.
here's my wait hold on. There's what I'm gonna say. So we see Deadpool, right? Directly
Yes.
take like a hit from Wolverine, and then he comes back instantly with a kick. We see pissed off spot. We see Deadpool take a hit from pissed off Spider-Man, and he doesn't recover. He just gets knocked out and wonders if he transferred over to the afterlife.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's cool. All right.
So do you have any other strength points?
That's cool. That is very cool. But here's the thing. From what scan that you sent me of Deadpool fighting Wolverine, all right. Let me look at this. Wolverine's not even using his claws, right? He's not using claws.
Based off of what?
Because from what you sent me, right, he's not using his claws. He just punched.
And like, how do you know?
Because I'm looking at the panel, right, and I don't see his metal silver claws going out.
I mean, you don't have to like see it to know he like uses it because Wolverine like consistently uses his claws like all the time. So I don't know why in this one instance, just because you can't see it, that in this instance that he wouldn't have claws. Let me see if I can actually find this fight. Hold on. Hello? Hello? Did I cut out or?
I don't know.
Okay. I asked you something.
Wait,
Like, well, not asked. I answered.
before you guys continue, are you, CDH are not really showing scans for, like,
I know. I'm gonna let him finish, and I'm gonna post my scans. All right.
Okay.
Just let him finish, and I'll post my stuff.
I mean, I'm already done. So.
Okay, so let me post my stuff of him, of Wolverine with his claws damaging Hulk, right? Damaging Hulk, Thor, and Gladiator. All right.
Okay, so like, can I say something right quick? So like
Right ahead.
one, okay. I feel like I don't think like the claws are gonna be able to like hit him. That's another point. But like going on to the point itself, it's like I'm arguing that he's like stronger and faster. So like the claws won't really matter when he's gonna be getting overpowered and beat down, so we can't utilize the claws. And also if it's like slashes, we've seen like as I've shown before with Kane, inferior Spider-Man have like tanked slashes from from Wolverine before like I'll see man you that his claws can harm Hulk and Gladiator because I don't think that's like big attributes to like a big factor to my scaling because I'm arguing that it'll be overpowered to where he can't utilize the claws and it'll be quick enough thanks to his speed that the claws won't really matter.
Oh wait, why you mentioned speed? We haven't even talked about speed yet.
Well, I know. I'm just mentioning that if we go on to like a different point, but more to this point, like I said, like I'm saying that he's like strong enough to like overpower him, so like the claws won't be like utilized. Like I don't think he'll be able to like utilize them because like he's gonna be overpowered before then. Because you see by like the whole Spider-Woman thing, she's literally strong enough to like twist his claws back at him, or if anything, use her strength to grab his wrist and flip him over. I've consistently shown him to be stronger. But that like they won't be able to like utilize like said claws.
So, okay. So, has Spider-Woman fight Wolverine with his claws consistently? I only see that one scan where
You cut out. You cut out.
I'm asking, has Spider-Woman, the person that flipped Wolverine over, has she fought Wolverine with his claws consistently?
I think so. Let me see if I can get her consistently fighting him. Hold on. Let me see.
Wait, what point are you guys on right now?
We're still on strength.
Strength.
Let me see. Give me a minute.
Okay, cool.
I believe so. Hold on. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here's like a. Yeah. Okay. Here's like an instance of her like fighting Wolverine again.
Okay.
Just took me a minute to find. So like she can at least like fight on par with him.
Okay. And is your
So like after
scans
this, do you wanna like? Do you have any other points for strength after this?
I'm sorry?
Do you have any other points after this? Because yeah, she's like yeah. So here's another scan of like her fighting on par with Wolverine.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Claws on her body.
Pardon?
George, her claws hurt her body. I'm looking at the.
I can't hear you. I can't understand you. What are you saying?
His claws touch her body and stab
Okay.
her.
Okay.
So he would be able to bypass that durability with his claws since she stabbed her, and since he also, with his claws, damaged people like Hulk and Thor and Gladiator. You want me to post my scans to prove?
Wait. Hold on, let me see if I understand you. So you're saying that like if Wolverine stabs like if Wolverine like stabs someone in like the arm or something, that are you saying that like they should die first? Like I'm trying to disarm you, but I'm just trying to understand what you're trying to say.
No. I'm not saying that. Oh, once he strikes, a person's claws, they're not. I'm not saying they're gonna just die immediately. I'm just saying that they're gonna take a bunch of damage with his claws, and I can show you.
I know. I never said that like the claws wouldn't do anything to Spider-Man. Like of course they will. But countering that is like I counter that by showing that he can just like grab his arms like out strength him, because in the scan I showed with Spider-Woman, like she deliberately wanted like Wolverine to stab her, and so she gripped his arm and like forced him over and just like forced him to stab himself. She gripped it's like grabbing someone's arm and making them like punch a wall or something using their arm.
Okay.
So I'm not saying like the claws are just gonna like bounce off of his skin or anything. I'm just showing ways that he can overcome it. Like basically what I'm showing with the scans I showed is that I'm sure that he can like beat down Wolverine, and that he can control Wolverine's limbs to like stop the claws from reaching him. And like you don't need to show the scans of like Hulk of like him stabbing Hulk or Gladiator. I accept this. I'm still manning it.
Yes. Want to move on to a different point now?
Yeah, I think I won the strength point.
Yeah,
So,
you
like,
won
move
the
on.
strength point.
Oh wait, so you're conceding to the strength point?
Yeah, I'm conceding. I agree that you should have much more better strength than me
Okay.
because you've proven that.
Okay, so do you want to move on to like Okay, do you mind if I just like combine this point into one? Do you mind if I recombine this point into speed / spider sense?
Okay.
Okay, so for the speed part, I'm gonna use the scans I showed above by showing him being faster than him. Like he's able to like Wolverine, like in the very first scan I posted, Wolverine jumps to blitz, and like Spider-Man just like quickly turns around and swats him away. And then like there's then like with the statement below that, he's stating this faster. And then there's like an inferior version, like an inferior Spider-Man named Kane, also said he's faster. And I showed why Spider-Man is above Kane thanks to the superior Spider-Man scaling. And like so yeah, that's like for speed. That's
Okay.
what I'm gonna say. And the spider sense will like increase the likelihood of him dodging attacks. It's like it's not infallible. Like it's not impossible to hit him, but it just increases the likelihood of him dodging attacks.
Okay. So Wolverine, right? He dodged Cyclops Optic Blast,
Mm-hmm.
which is can be 2 times FTL, but for the sake of this tournament, right? I'm going to downplay it 5.9. Okay.
You saying Wolverine has FTL feeds doesn't matter in this debate?
I know. I
Why are
know
you showing
that.
it? If you know it doesn't matter, why are you showing it?
I'm
That's
just
because
downplaying.
because it is a rule. You're allowed to downgrade calcs like it. I've already said that
Right.
before.
That's not what I mean, Corin. But anyway,
I'm
keep going.
just down. Oh my god, my sibling.
Keep going.
Okay. Anywho, so he was able to dodge and react to Cyclops, Octoblast, and Wolverine has fought other characters like Captain America, who also react, and Iron Fist and Spider-Man, who also reacted to the Optic Blast.
Okay.
Let me just get my stuff to prove that. Quick. Did I just pass it? Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just get this. Sorry if I'm taking a little long.
No, it's fine.
Just can't. Scales to other characters who have scale to Cyclops, Octoblast, like Deadpool and stuff. Okay. All that stuff. And also, I'm going to provide you the calculation that I'm going to be writing. All right. So it's just gonna be 5.9. Okay.
Is that it? Is that it? CDH.
Yeah.
That's it? Is that it? CDH?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Okay, so this whole thing that you said, I don't think it's relevant because we have like direct scaling and direct feats to show Spider-Man being faster. Like if you look up, we have consistent statements of him being faster and showing to be faster. Like with the X-Men scene, the Superior Spider-Man scene, the Kane scene, and also even if I like want to like entertain this to a degree, it was like here's like let's see, here's like a Superior Spider-Man dodging dodging all of like Cyclops' optic beams, and remember Peter Parker Spider-Man bullied him.
Yeah.
So like yeah. Okay, so basically all I have to say for this speed part is that the calcs don't matter because I have consistent statements and showings of him being faster, and even if I entertain as well as Spider-Man dodging optic blasts from Cyclops, and he even says he can't control it, so it would probably be even better than the feat that he showed. So anyway, do you want to move into Spider Sense or anything else?
You can move on to Spider Sense. Talk about that.
So what does what does Wolverine have for the Spider Sense?
Pardon me?
What does Spider-Man have for this? Not oh my no, sorry, I'm sorry. What does Wolverine have for the to counter the Spider Sense? So I didn't mean to say Spider-Man. I'm going to say Wolverine. Brain fart. Anyway.
His sense of smell, right? Not really like the sense, but he can sense certain things. Like he can tell if you're like lying and stuff.
Okay. Okay. While
Right.
you're posting that, I have a question. Can you explain to me why detecting if someone is lying would stop the Spider Sense?
I mean, it's just an example of what it can do. It can do other things. It can sense other things, other people. I'll provide scans for that if you want me to.
You could. I'm not. Maybe you did, and I'm not realizing it. But I don't see why this is a counter for the Spider Sense, or if this is even for to counter the Spider Sense. If you did and I didn't realize it, let me know because I don't. But maybe you did and I didn't realize.
Upload fucking Discord. Let me. And also, hold up, let me get my other things. And Daredevil stated that his senses could be superior to his. Can't be superior to his. I'm sorry. Let me just.
Okay, may you
scan
I'm not trying to be mean, but can you answer my question, please? I just don't think that was answered. Like I asked why there's because all I'm hearing is super hearing. Unless I missed something, I don't see why this is maybe I'm like maybe I'm mislooking something, but I don't see how that stops the Spider Sense.
I'm not saying it's gonna like stop the Spider Sense. It can help him that about the Spider Sense and stuff. It's not like precaution, you
roboting.
What you going?
CDH, you're roboting. I didn't hear you. You're roboting. For me, anyway.
It's not like, oh, I'm gonna predict what you gonna do and
Wait,
stuff.
CDH. I said you're roboting. That means I didn't hear the last few seconds of what you said.
Oh, Jesus, what's wrong with my mic? Oh,
I don't know.
Let me just. Hold on. Let me just. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Alright. And it's not like his sense of smell. Like I'm gonna predict what you going to do and shit. Right? Okay.
So
It's going
that
like
okay.
dangerous stuff. And also, he also tagged and fought Venom, who also has spider sense and stuff.
Interesting. I mean, it
Those
stands for
sense.
Venom having spider sense.
Right.
It stands of Venom having spider sense.
Let me get that stuff of him showing that he has spider sense.
Okay, so using this to show that like he can hit someone with spider sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, order of this fight is all messed. Can I have a scan of Venom having spider sense? One, I need scans of Venom having spider sense, and two, the fight with Venom is like kind of like out of order-ish.
Can you prove it's out of order?
Okay, let me get the whole fight.
Okay, gentlemen, you have about 15 more minutes. So,
Okay.
go ahead.
You know what? Fuck. Okay. Okay, you've been on your point for a while. Just let me speak. Okay. 15 minutes. Okay, give me a second. Okay, one, the spider sense is like showing greater capabilities. Then the sense, since like it has the ability to like see through like possible to like all possible different like battle scenarios, and it helps you pick the right one. And okay. So against like Dakin, right? So Dakin is like comparable to like Wolverine, and Spider-Man was able to like beat him with the spiders with like without his eyes and just his spider sense, because like Dakin has like this like pheromone ability, and the pheromone ability actually like disabled Peter Parker's eyes. So he had to like he couldn't use his eyes because of the pheromones. He had just to rely on spider sense alone, and he was able to like beat Dakin. And like I speed up. Let me see. Find it. Okay, so let me send it right now. Okay, and let's see. Oh, just let me know whenever you find the scan of Venom having spider sense. There's the scans you still don't have it. Okay, so yeah, so like here's him like here's him beating Dakin without eyes and just spider sense, and like let me get the scans of like proving as to why Dakin is like comparable to Wolverine. Come on.
Let me see.
Okay, so this scan is like Dakin being strong enough to physically pick up Wolverine and slam him into a wall. And the next scan is like Spider-Man stating that like he's just as fast as Wolverine. And there's another statement saying that describing their fight and describes them as like two equal forces. And yet Spider-Man's able to beat him with just his spider sense alone. And not only is Dakin comparable to Wolverine, he has a similar fighting style to Wolverine. So I'm sorry if I'm like shotgunning. I hope I'm not, but anyway.
Yeah.
It's just a thing. Just and, like get equal forces. Let me get the okay. And then there's those direct scans of like can outspeeding Wolverine, and then we have them describe them as equal forces. Okay. And okay, so let me just get like one more thing. Where is this? For like the Venom thing, like Spider-Man shown to be like shown to like be able to like outmaneuver Venom, and Venom has an advantage over Spider-Man considering Spider-Man Spider Sense doesn't really work against him. Let me just get that.
Okay.
Okay, after I show this like Venom scan, can we move on to like a I don't know skill or something?
Do you wanna leave speed to like the judges and
Yeah,
stuff?
we can like move on to skill.
Okay, cool.
Christ, where is this? Okay, here it is.
Okay, once you posted that, we'll move on to skill. Okay?
Yes. Sorry if I'm rushing. It's just 15 minutes.
I know.
Okay, it's fast enough to outmaneuver him. And keep in mind, Spider-Man when he fights Wolverine is at an inherent disadvantage because the Spider Sense doesn't work on Venom because the Venom symbiote bonded with Spider-Man before, and because of that, it doesn't work. And if you need proof of Venom not triggering his Spider Sense, I'll do that in literally a second. Okay, there,
Okay.
right there. It says it doesn't trigger my Spider Sense. Okay, so what skill feats do you have for Wolverine?
Okay. He was, if you look at my previous scan, he was able to go toe to toe with Captain America, right? And Captain America stated, it's been stated that Captain America, he knows every single martial art.
Okay.
Let me just get that. And it's also been stated that Green was one of the most skilled people that Cap has ever fought with. And also, Wolverine sparred and won. He was Black Widow's teacher. So, I'm not gonna give you the scans. So that. Just hang on a second. Yes.
Okay.
Scans.
There's no way I can read that skin. It's too blurry. You mentioned Captain America and someone else.
Y'all need
Yeah,
someone
and
to read a scan for you?
What did you say?
Y'all need someone to read a scan for you?
If it's not blurry for you, sure.
Okay, here, let me check real quick. Give me a minute. Oh yeah, the
You know
debate's
what?
in pause while I do it, so don't worry about losing any more time. Also,
I'll
Skinny,
just-
they have about 10 more minutes left. So
Okay, you know what? I'll just steelman Cap that he can fight Captain America. I mean, I'll just steelman that part and the Black Widow part. So okay, so for my stuff, right? Okay, so Spider-Man recently has this like fighting style, right? It's called like the Way of the Spider, and it's
right.
and it's like a style perfectly tuned to his powers, and like he was tied to by Shang-Chi, and if you can see, he's able to utilize this and swap hands with Shang-Chi thanks to this fight style and actually able to get the edge for a bit. And Shang-Chi is like comparable to Captain America in terms of like combat, proficiency because they're able to like swap hands to each other when they like spar or something. There's like also like it's also like I think the scans like Shang-Chi like beating up Wolverine. See if I can find that. Here we go. Okay, so like yeah, he's able. So yeah, Wolverine's fighting against Shang-Chi, and it's like he's able to like swap hands with Wolverine and get a bit of an edge over him. It's like they like at least scale to each other, and also he's also able to like fight against like he's also able to fight against Iron Fist, and also a really skilled martial practitioner. He's like comparable to Shang-Chi as well. So basically, my point for this is that my point for this is that like Wolverine is potentially more skilled than like Spider-Man, but Spider-Man is at least skilled enough thanks to his martial art to like compare with him. He doesn't have like the variety of Wolverine, but thanks to his martial art being so perfect with him, he's skilled enough to his hands.
Okay.
Okay, do you have any more skill points? Because I have like just one more point left.
Alright. I'm gonna show you him spot Iron Fist and like one, right?
Wait, I got a
And-
question. I got
Yeah,
a question for
what's the
you
question?
guys. So, like, wait, are you living in the point where like you're steel man again or something?
I've only
yeah.
steelman. I only did I steelman is that Wolverine is comparable to is at least comparable to Captain America, and that he trained Black Widow. Any other feat that he mentions, I'm probably not going to steal. Okay, so okay, yeah, so beat him in sparring session. Okay, so for that, here's like there's Spider-Man and his fight with like Iron Fist. It wasn't exactly like a sparring session. It was like a bit more serious than that. Even if you want to say it's like holding back it, she was able to like land several blows on someone as skilled as Iron Fist to get those hands. And after that, I just have one more point. Okay, so where is it? Okay, here. So like, yeah, he's skilled enough to like trade blows with Iron Fist and like hold his own. So they would at least put them like comparable in terms of like fighting skill.
Okay.
So, do you have any other points for skill? Because I just have one more.
Okay, so would you agree that Wolverine is slightly more skill, like a big gap, but like slightly more skill? Would you agree to that?
I don't know if I'll necessarily agree with that. All I'm gonna say is that thanks to the feats that I've shown, they're at least comparable to each other, and the gap is not. And even if there is a gap, I think I've proven that the gap is not too big to where it'll get like a massive advantage.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're like, it's too big. I'm just saying that, Wolverine's slightly more skilled than Spider-Man.
I'm not sure. I don't think so. I'm not sure. But all I'm gonna say is that they're like at least comparable to where like any advantage that they're at least comparable enough to where any advantage Wolverine has in skill won't like factor in to like the fight that much. So is that all you have for skill?
Yeah, that's all I have for like
Okay, I have
stuff.
one
Right.
final point, and then after that point, I'm pretty much good to go to conclusions. And that point is like webbing.
What?
Okay.
What about one?
Okay, so technically this is like 2.1. Technically this is like intelligence and webbing, but probably mostly webbing. Okay, so Spider-Man, right? He has the
Mhm.
ability. He has shown the ability to like web Wolverine. Sorry, in such a way that his claws actually can't cut web. Like it's more broken than I'm making it sound, but it's not. Anyway, so he's able to like web. He can like web Wolverine in such a way to whereas if he's typically stabbing into like his own brain, and if he stabs his own brain, he'll like immobilized / paralyzed. Do you need scans of him being like immobilized or paralyzed? If his claws is injected into his brain? Because if you need scans for that, I can provide it.
Like, what's injected into his brain? Like,
Yeah,
also
I asked if he needs scans if Wolverine injects the claws into his brain, he'll be capacitated.
okay.
If you do, I can provide it.
Can you prove that Wolverine injects claws to his brain or that weapon?
Well, you're phrasing it kind of weird. Well, I'm basically saying that Spider-Man could web him in a way to where if he like extends his claws, he'll be like extending it into his brain.
So like he'll web him in a way where his claws will stab him in his brain.
Exactly. And I can prove that he gets paralyzed if you need me to.
All right.
Or
Can I
still in that part.
can
Okay.
I see it?
Sure. Let's yeah, here we go. Let's see. This is when he was like fighting the Hulk. And this is when the Hulk
In the hole?
yeah, this is when he was like fighting the Hulk one time to help with and and when like Hulk just picked up like grabbed Wolverine's arm and stabbed his own claws into his brain, and then after that Wolverine was like done. He was like gone for like the rest of the fight. So yeah. Do you have anything for this or can we go to conclusions? I'm ready to go to conclusions.
There is one more point that I want to bring up.
Okay.
Is that stamina and his regeneration. Okay.
Okay.
For one, you won't be able to kill me, right? No matter how many times you're gonna hit me, I'm gonna keep regenerating, and you'll eventually wear out, right?
Hold on.
You're eventually out, and I could go in for like the kill and stuff.
So is that the whole point? Hello?
Hello?
I'm asking if that's your whole point.
Yeah, that's my point, because you won't really be able to kill me, and no matter how many times you hit me, it won't really go down.
Okay. So if you're done, I'm gonna talk. Okay. Sure, I can't kill you, but the thing is, right? I don't need to kill you to win. So what I'm arguing, right, is that Spider-Man could either like put on so much where he can knock Wolverine out, or he could just use the webbing in the way I said to, and just put him in a way like if he chews his claws, he'll be like incapacitated. So yeah, I can't kill you. That's true, but I can knock you out or just incapacitate you. As Spider-Man has shown the ability to like knock him out before after like a series of blows. So yeah, and also the stamina thing. Okay, Wolverine probably does have more stamina, but here's the thing: Spider-Man he can like fight for like 3 days. So if a fight does go on that long, I'm pretty sure, and he's casually, by the way, gone 3 days without sleep. So I could probably argue that like in at least over the course of like 3 days, he can like use like vastly higher intelligence to outsmart Wolverine, considering he's like 3 whole days to do it. considering that's how long Spider-Man for. And by the way, I also have scans. Let me show the scan because I mentioned intelligence. Let me show the scan of Spider-Man directly outsmarting Wolverine. So I'm gonna stop talking.
Okay. So you said Spider-Man could last only for 3 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold up, I didn't hear you.
I said he could fight for 3 days. Yeah.
For 3 days straight.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like as I showed in the scan, he's casually can sleep for like 96 hours, which is like 3 days.
Well,
If you don't believe me, that's at least like more than 2 days.
Well, here's the thing. Wolverine can fight for 6 days straight.
That
He
doesn't
can
matter.
fight for at least.
That doesn't matter
Why does it not?
because as I've explained, and with evidence backing it up, since I have evidence of Spider-Man directly showing to outsmart Wolverine, I'm saying basically everything I've applied, like with the whole physical superiority, webbing that he can't get out of, and intelligence. He basically has 3 days to do it. Like I'm not saying he's gonna like outlast him, but I'm saying like in that measure of time, 3 days, he can beat him. Because the whole knocking out thing didn't take 3. When Spider-Man knocked Wolverine out, it didn't take 3 days.
Okay.
So anyway, let me get some like more intelligence feats, or more like tactical ability, I should say. Like Spider-Man having the ability to like disable.
Okay, fellas. Judge
Yeah.
time. Judgment
Judge
time.
time.
Yes.
Am I allowed to show one more scan or no?
One more point, but you gotta judge. Or
Okay.
now it's gonna
That's
go to
fine.
judge.
That's fine. Last scan, I promise.
Yeah, and then
Okay,
conclusions.
For
Yeah.
this whole debate, and then I'll go to conclusions. I promise. Is like another like big-brained intelligence feat where he was able to like hack into he was able to like who was it? Where he was able to like figure out Kang the Conqueror's future tech in seconds. So he can like figure out what Wolverine can do in like seconds. So yeah, I'm ready to go to conclusion. So do you want to conclude first or?
So that's your final point. I think
Yes,
I'm done.
I started first. Does that mean you should conclude? Wait, yeah. Is that how that works?
So, we get into conclusions. Damn it.
Yeah,
Okay.
nothing wants us to go to conclusions.
Okay.
Yeah. So just go over.
Does he go first or do I go first? With
You go
conclusions,
first
since I
because he started off first. You go first, debater.
So CDH goes first.
So you go
No,
first a bit.
It's just that I went first for the first scan, so I thought he goes.
No,
first.
it's
But
fine.
anyway,
I started.
I'll go. So basically, I believe I won this point. I've not won this point. I believe I won this debate because I believe I won the strength point with like consistent statements saying that Spider-Man is stronger, and consistent showings of him being stronger, and I showed how he can be stronger by like manipulating his claws, and basically in the way I said. I don't have to touch upon this point anymore, considering my opponent outright conceded that Spider-Man is stronger. And I also believe I won the speed point because I have consistent statements showing that Spider-Man is not only stated to be faster, but also directly showing to be faster. And my opponent's main counter to maximize speed was a calc, but that calc is ultimately doesn't matter because like he could have had a calc put him at like MFDL plus, but it ultimately didn't matter considering I have direct scaling putting Spider-Man above Wolverine. So that's why I believe I won speed point. Senses, I believe I won the senses point with showing what the Spider-Sense can do with the battle scenarios, and I also showed Dakin and what I showed Dakin I showed Spider-Man beating Dakin with no eyes and just Spider-Sense alone, and he has a similar fighting style to Wolverine. And I also showed why Dakin is comparable to Wolverine. And he also tried to say that he fought Venom, who has spider sense. But I know I asked for a scan multiple times, but I never received a scan as to why Wolverine has spider sense. And I also showed, even still, I showed Spider-Man being faster than Venom, and Spider-Man even being nerfed while he does this because he has no spider sense, and I showed that as well. Skill, I believe I won the skill because even though I skill man Captain America and the Black Widow point, I showed why Spider-Man is comparable. It can fight people comparable to Captain America and Wolverine. So, and I also believe I won thanks to the webbing by showing how we can web him up in a way that Wolverine, if he pops up the pulse, will just instantly be incapacitated. And I show that it actually does incapacitate him. And my opponent does have more stamina than me. I've basically saying that in the 3-day time limit, he can do all of this to beat Wolverine. And when he knocked out Wolverine, it didn't take him 3 days. It didn't take him 3 days, and in that time, he can easily just incapacitate him with the spider sense. And I also showed why he's more intelligent. So I believe I won this point. I believe I won this debate rather easily.
Okay. I do think you might have won this debate because of stuff that I didn't really look into. I mean, I do agree that Spider-Man is slightly more stronger and stuff, and you already conceded that you don't really have a way to kill me and stuff, and speed and stuff. Even though I posted like calcs and stuff, he should be comparable to Spider-Man at least. And also, I would argue I should take like skill because Wolverine fought alongside Wolverine fought against Cap, who knows and mastered a bunch of martial arts and stuff, and fought and sparred with Iron Fist and won and trained Black Widow. But the rest of the stuff is up to the judges, and I'm gonna have to go to help my dad carry out some stuff. So
We'll see
tell
you
me
in a
what the
minute.
judge.
All right, simple. All right, Forrest, you want to give yours before you leave?
I'll give
Forrest
mine.
Green can start. Yeah, Forrest can.
Yeah, sure. All right. So I've taken some notes down. I might as well start first because I gotta go to bed anyway. So in terms of the AP, I give it to pretty much the beta. He gave a lot of hard, concrete evidence to suggest why Spider-Man would be able to hurt Wolverine. So I give him the AP. The strength, I give him I give it to the beta, no div. He showed the scan. Of course, Spider-Man, and of course Spider-Woman, and other characters you can scale to Spider-Man, being able to overpower Wolverine, and of course use basically manipulate his arm so that he can make the claws go to his face. So that was a strong argument. Speed again, the beta made a good point. I was just like I don't really see how it changes anything because they're pretty much equal in speed. I don't see how it would change anything in terms of speed. So really and truly, I just say I'm inconclusive on that. So I'll just leave that in the middle. And in terms of the stamina argument, CDH did make a good point about Wolverine having more stamina, but the beta does prove that within those 3 days, Spider-Man would pretty much thought Wolverine, as he proved with the scan, as he used his webs very creatively. So overall, I'd say I give this to the beta more times, more often than not. Very fun debate.
All right, Simple, you want to go up?
Simple Star.
Oh, so yeah, I thought it was like a good debate. Like both of y'all good, and CDH showed good rhetoric at first and was doing really good. But I feel like debater just took like a bunch of like other categories and like while he did have like that win con with like the claws. Uh, it's just debater had like most of the points, but yeah, it was close. I would go with debater. That's my fun.
All right, Phoenix.
Phoenix.
All right. I would say that like debate apprentice one. Because like how like he countered most of his points and like CH could really find a counter. He couldn't really find a direct counter to like his points. Also, like another thing, he struggled with like making own points. For his conclusion, he basically went against it. So basically, he rooted for you in his conclusion, even though he's supposed to do it on his own. And like, yeah, I honestly think CDH should have been more aggressive rather than like rather than like just being passive, which is seems like one of the main reasons why he lost and stuff. The Bear was a lot more aggressive and not aggressive. I would say more assertive. So I'd give a win to the Bear Apprentice, but CDH put a good fight.
Corin.
All right. Skinny, you want to say anything?
Sure. So I actually thought this was a really good debate, very heated, and it came down to the wire. So much so that I had to run to a gas station get snacks. But I really did. Oreos and Chips Ahoy. So honestly, it was really like I can't stress how close this was. In fact, in the chat, I was saying like I might have to go inconclusive, and I even thought CDH was winning for a minute. For attack potency, obviously he conceded. Although I will say this, one thing that I think a lot of you guys forgot was that he established a really solid win condition, being the claws and how he's able to cut through people. So while, he got the attack potency, I don't think that matters considering his claws will neg that. But regardless, as for speed, I kind of agree with Forrest. I don't really see. It was a good point. It wasn't boring, certainly, but I think that considering they're both so close to each other, I mean, heck, they fought each other. I don't think that really comes down to a big issue. So I think that comes to inconclusive. So for me, it comes down to the hacks points and the skill points, which I think Debater took, honestly. He established a condition, which effectively knocked out his regeneration, saying that, I might not be able to kill you like you can, but I can at least knock you out, which is a solid win condition with the claws and the webbing. And skill, even though he's steel manned and I think CDH kind of took that point, it wasn't that big of an issue considering like they both agreed on more or less that the skill gap isn't that big. So I'd give Debater the slight edge.
All right.
Corin.
So, So starting off, I do want to say the debate started off good, and CDH did good. Like paying attention, he called out like, even though whether or not Debater was doing this on purpose, obviously he wasn't. I don't know. Like CDH did call out and stuff. He called him out on that. But to get to the debate though, AP right off the bat, obviously he conceded to physical attack power. Although I do agree he did do a good job of proving the claws to be the level they were. I do definitely think that was a good point on CDH's part. But overall, obviously the physical AP, he did concede to that. He did make Debater's point. In terms of speed, I definitely have to say Debater did kind of prove that Spider-Man would be fast enough to like stay a step ahead. While he did show scans for that and being a little faster than Wolverine. So I have to give that to Debater. In terms of skill, I'd say I'm inconclusive on that one. Now, CDH is like last point. on mainly like, oh, outlast and not be able to kill. Like, yeah, the debater did essentially say he agrees that he won't be able to like kill him, and like ultimately he would outlast. But so I would give that to CDH, but ultimately the debater did come up with a good counter of his own and saying, yeah, I could just knock you out within a certain amount of time before such and such happened. And CDH agreed to that. So obviously that point goes to debater as well. So overall, like, I think, oh, good debate. Nonetheless, really shocking.
So, who do you think?
So overall, I guess we all, I would go with debater myself. So.
Nothing. Do you have anything to say? Nothing.
I'm
important?
not a valid judge.
Okay. Carnifex, were you here for a while?
I think Carnifex said he can't talk right now because he's doing something else.
Oh, okay. Frisk, what about you? Are you still here? Were you there for the whole thing?
Oh, I wasn't here for most of the debate.
Okay.
Man.
Only one left is like Dark Shadow and Jackal King. What about y'all? Or I'm Infinite.
I've nothing else to
Jackal
say,
left.
but I'm here still. I would say that debater wins this. I agree what everyone said. The beginning was fine until well in the middle. But overall, it was a good debate.
Okay. Good. GG CDH. It was fun.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Me in the pot.
Well, GG, boys. And I didn't even have to go into halftime.